What the hell is going on with kids today? 10-year-old kids, 11-year-old kids threatening to go kill people at schools. What is going on? It's not a joke. It's not fun. It's not something to play around with and think you're cool by making threats that you're going to go and kill people. Not when a couple weeks ago, a 14-year-old killed two fellow 14-year-old classmates and two teachers and wounded 9 others. Stuff sickens me. It sickens me that it's going on, and it sickens me that others think it's funny and want to call in these fake threats. It's not a joke. So that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about on Coffee with Alain today. As you can tell, I'm a little passionate about this. I'm just a ray of sunshine this morning. My coffee cup. Yeah, I was reading a couple articles yesterday. One, a father just turned in his 10-year-old son for making threats that he was going to go kill people at a school and showing pictures of different weapons and so forth, and then posting and messaging people that there was going to be their last day and he was going to go kill people. 10 years old. Now, about a week ago, an 11-year-old was arrested, and that Florida sheriff paraded him in handcuffs and put him on the internet. Let's make him famous. He wants to be famous. Let's make him famous. And then some people are saying, oh, but he's a juvenile. You shouldn't do that. Well, he was charged with a felony, so they can. It's not funny saying you're going to go kill people. Not when people are being killed. You want to go talk to those parents of those two 14-year-old kids that were killed a couple of weeks ago? Ask them how funny it is. Or parents of any of the kids that have been killed throughout the years in these school killings, how funny it is. I don't know what's going on. When I was 10 years old, oh yeah, we probably went out late at night and rang doorbells and ran away. But none of us were thinking about going to school and killing folks for no reason. I mean, this is so crazy too. It's not even killing people that you got a beef with. It's just killing people to kill them. None of us were thinking that. And I grew up with guns. I was a little kid and I had my father's .38 revolver. If you're not familiar with firearms, a .38 revolver is not that big of a caliber. And I can remember holding that, my dad saying, don't drop it, hold it tight. And when I squeezed the trigger, that kick, it was up above my head. I was little. I was shooting guns my entire life. In my middle school, we had a shooting team I was on. I was the best shot. Me and a friend of mine, we were the 2 best out of the 5-man team on that shooting team. Glenburn, North Dakota. Probably why I grew up to go into the military and excelled there and went to sniper school. Then went to instructor at the sniper school. I've shot guns my entire life as a little kid, but never when I was a little kid did I think about taking a gun to school and killing people. I always had a knife in my pocket. We played with our pocket knives at recess. Never once did I think about killing people with my knife at school. What's going on with the youth? And we had sort of a free-for-all back then. I mean, I'd leave the house in the morning and come back at dinner time. My parents didn't know where I was. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't check in. I was gone. I was on my bike. I was wherever. You know, times have changed because now we don't let our kids go do that. But our kids are doing terrible things, or at least some kids are. And they're actually now starting to go after parents, which probably is a good thing because obviously Some parents aren't doing what they're supposed to do, raising responsible adults. Because responsible children, responsible adults don't take firearms and weapons to schools and kill people. I don't know what's going on and why this is happening. But we did see a mother and a father go to prison for manslaughter because of, they say that they had opportunities to prevent their child from getting the weapons that he took to school and killed people with. And so they were prosecuted. Now we saw the parent of the 14-year-old a couple weeks ago arrested. The sheriff down in Florida that arrested the 11-year-old, and he actually arrested a 16 and a 17-year-old recently too for making threats. He's looking for ways to go after the parents. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I talked about that before when that first case happened. I said, we're going to see more of this, and we are. And it's probably a good thing because we got to do something. And if the parents aren't doing it and taking that responsibility, they're going to pay for it. You know, like Larry Winget said years ago in the book, great book that he wrote. I got an autographed copy from him over here on the bookshelf. Your kids are your own damn fault. You know, and I'll talk a little bit about parenting because I think that I wasn't the best parent in the world, but I think we did a pretty damn good job. If I could go back and change things, I would. We can't do that, but all of us would say that. We would all change things in our past for the better. But my daughter never took guns to school. My daughter never got in trouble. My daughter's doing pretty damn well at the best business school in the country, if not the world, or one of the best schools, and just excelling and doing great things. So I think my wife and I did an okay job. And it gives me a little bit of right to say that others are not doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, I remember when my little girl was going to school and I would walk her to school, and my wife and I would go to the different events during school, and we'd meet these other parents. And all of the parents we met and all of those kids of those parents were doing really good things. They were involved in things, you know, whether it was sports or drama or different clubs, different activities, and all those kids going off and doing good things in their different directions. The parents that were never there, the kids that never had parents show up to anything, those are the kids that were getting in trouble. Those are the kids that had problems. Those are the kids that I don't know where they're at today, but I don't think they're excelling like the kids whose parents were actively involved with that education and with their growing up and their activities. So yeah, there's a big correlation there. I am guessing, I can't prove it, but I am guessing that some of these kids that are causing the violence at schools, their parents didn't show up to a lot of things. They weren't as involved in a lot of things for whatever reason. They obviously didn't get the help they needed before they went and did something terrible. And that falls on parents. It's your responsibility to raise children. Sure, you can say, Alan, you had an easy daughter to raise. She was really intelligent and excelled and highly motivated. Yep, I'll take that. I definitely 100%. She was very intelligent. She was highly motivated. Not everybody's going to get that. But you take what you get, and you have to put in the time and do stuff. Remember the old thing a long time ago is, what is love to a child? Time, time with that child. And you got to put the time in. And so many parents aren't. And I think that's part of why we're seeing what we're seeing. Dave Grossman, who I've met and respect and have read a lot of his things and listened to a lot of his talks. I remember him at a live program one time talking about the video games and the violence. And there's a big controversy over that. But I think Dave made a good point when he said not everyone who plays these games becomes a killer, but all of the killers play these games. We didn't let our daughter play those kind of games. When she got a little bit older, we gave her limited ability thing to play Minecraft because I researched and it looked like that game could have some, positive things. But we don't play these killing games and all that crap on our TVs. Never have. I've never played them. Wife has no interest in them. We didn't let our daughter use any of those kind of games. I mean, we need to do something. You say good morning to Dixon. Dixon said, crying wolf is bad enough if unwarranted, but doing it as a joke is downright reprehensible. It is, Dixon. And, the one kid that they just arrested, that 11-year-old, was showing pictures of different weapons and things, and then saying he was going to go do it and making messages like, y'all, this is y'all's last day, and things like that, making legitimate threats considering what has happened. It's like the law enforcement have to take this stuff seriously. And I think it costs, some of these, a couple of recent threats, the one report was cost over $20,000 wasted because of responding to these threats. And so they are serious. Jay says something's so wrong in this world. Thanks, Jay. I agree. And I don't know what it is. I spend my time teaching people what to do in these situations, but part of what I teach in the classes is we need to recognize and get these people help before they do something bad. Now, if you're doing threats today, does that mean tomorrow you're going to actually be a killer? I don't know if there's any correlation there or not. I don't know. But something's still wrong if you think it's funny to post your picture of you in a gun saying you're going to go kill people. There's something wrong already there, and we need to get some help with that kind of person before it does turn into something real. So there are a lot of different warning signs. I write about them in my book. I talk about them in my program, and I've talked about them elsewhere. We need to heed these signs and get people the help they need before they do something bad. And if they're making threats, even as a joke, there's still something wrong, because that's not funny. And if you've raised your child to think that that is funny, you're not raising your child right. Because there's nothing funny when you go talk to any of the parents that have lost children, or the spouses that have lost their significant other because they were teachers in some of this senseless school violence. I don't have all the answers, but I wanted to talk about it today for some awareness, because I think more people need to be aware, and more of us need to do everything we can to get people the help they need before people lose their lives. Go to enjoylifesafely.com, sign up for the newsletter. You can get free ebooks on staying safe to help you and your family get out and enjoy more of life safely. If you want to know a lot more about active killers and what you can do, go to Amazon.com, Survive a Shooting. Big giant textbook on the topic that I wrote, with a lot of information to help you stay safe, keep your institution safe, and do what we can to prevent some of this needless killing. Make it a terrific Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.